Ortofon Concord Mix Mark II. I've been using them for years now, and they're pretty good. I like them. I have no complaints. I've even made a couple videos about them, but don't watch them because they are bad. I use mine a lot. I tend to stream anywhere between 30 and 40 hours a month, so they get a lot of views, up to including 8 to 12 hours at a time. In their FAQ, Ortofon says, with proper care, we find that up to 1,000 hours is possible without degradation of performance. With my usage being an average of 40 hours a month, after 1 year, I should be about 480 hours, or less than half of the lifespan of the stylus. I haven't changed my Stylii, yes, that is how you pronounce it, in over a year now, and I figured it was about time. But instead of just slamming the new ones on there and calling it day, I wanted to compare how my old ones sound versus fresh ones straight from the box. So I'm doing a couple of different tests, and we're gonna see if there's any difference between my worn out ones and the brand new freshies. Now these aren't gonna be super scientific, but I did try to keep it as consistent as possible. For every test, I'm using the same cartridge on the same turntable and on the same channel. I picked 3 records that'll represent a varying styles of what I play. I'm cleaning the records in between every test. I'm cleaning the styluses. You fucked up. Stylii in between every test. I'm balancing the tone arm as close to 3 grams as possible per manufacturer's spec. All of my EQs are at 12 o'clock. And with the gain, I'm using the old stylus and trying to hit 0 dB. I am going straight from my mixer USB into my computer, and my mixer software has a -5 decibel pad, which means if I'm hitting 0 on my mixer, it'll drop it down to -5 into Ableton. This way, the old stylus should be around the -5 area, and if the new stylus is a lot louder, it'll give me more headroom, so I'm not gonna peak or anything bad will happen. For our first record, we're using a very break-oriented old school style jungle tune, courtesy of DJ Doms. With this one, I definitely noticed a huge difference. The new stylus was louder, it had more high end, it just felt fuller and more sparklier. For our second record, we were using a kind of middle of the road roller thanks to BMK, Coda, and Crooked. Just like before, louder, more top end, just feels fuller. And our third record is a heavy, borderline neuro smasher with an unknown artist. Same thing as the last two, louder, fuller, blah, 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 you've already heard it. All 3 tracks had a noticeable difference. The new stylus definitely is louder, it feels fuller, and there's more high end. Looking in Ableton, the meters themselves show that there's a 1 to 2 decibel difference, which doesn't seem like it would be that much, but hearing back, there's definitely a drastic difference. The interesting part being, with my regular streams, pop-ups, raids, and anything else, I'm still only using them at best 600 hours a year. And if these are older than I think, they could have at most 700 to 800 hours on them. Hearing how it sounded with the gain on the mixer on the same level for each record, I wanted to see what happened if I went into Ableton and adjusted the gains to see if I could get them as close as possible and how would that sound. In doing that, it made them sound pretty close. I adjusted the gain 1.2 decibels on all of the old Stylii tracks, and they all seem as loud. If you really listen, you can hear that there's a bit of high-end miss. So what this tells me is that all of the differences in the levels can be made up for just with the gain knob, which is a good thing if you want to extend the life of your stylus, but you don't want to do it too much, because if you have to add more gain over time, you're going to add so much that you're going to start to add noise, and you don't want to do that. And of course, the more your stylus wears down, the more damage it could cause to your records. That take was better than the first one.